Okay, so you want to get into crypto, but you don't know how. This is going to show you how, sort of step by step. In each video, I'll show you a little bit about how to get into it. And I'm going to keep it really simple, really basic, and show you step by step how everything works, how you're going to get through it. There are 4 basic steps to get started, especially in Hex, which is the one I would recommend looking at. But you're going to need to get a MetaMask, which I'll show you in this video. You're going to need to buy ETH, which I'll show you a little bit in this video. And then you'll need to start things like swapping your ETH for Hex. And then you can also stake your Hex, which is what I would recommend looking at and doing your own research. So the first thing first, you're going to search for MetaMask, and you should find metamask.io. So you're just going to click on that, and you can do this on your mobile as well. So you can download it for Chrome, and it'll come as a Chrome extension. As you can see for this profile, I haven't got it yet, so I'm going to download it now, and I'm going to add it to Chrome. I'll just add the extension. And there we go, MetaMask is now on there. And it's loading MetaMask for me. See, there's the little fox for MetaMask logo. Okay, so then down here you want to just create a new wallet, or you can import an existing wallet if you've got one, but for this, as a new person, we're going to create a new wallet. It'll give you all the help to set up, so always worth reading this. You obviously want to make sure you're very careful with your seed phrases and everything, which I'll show you about in a minute. And then you're just going to agree. Going to write a new password in here. There you go. So both the passwords match. Just make sure. Click that you understand. If you're not sure which password you put in, hit show. But you will need your password to access your MetaMask. Before starting, there is a short video learn about your secret phrase and how to keep your wallet safe. So we'll just watch that now.
MetaMask is a new way to connect to sites and applications. On traditional websites, a central database or bank is responsible for controlling and recovering your accounts. But on MetaMask, all of the power belongs to the holder of a master key. Whoever holds the key controls the accounts. Your secret recovery phrase is your master key. It's a series of 12 words that are generated when you first set up MetaMask, which allow you to recover your wallet and funds if you ever lose access. It's important that you secure your wallet by keeping your secret recovery phrase very safe and very secret. If anyone gets access to it, they will have the master key to your wallet and can freely access and take all of your funds. To secure your MetaMask wallet, you'll want to safely save your secret recovery phrase. You can write it down, hide it somewhere, put it in a safe deposit box, or use a secure password manager. Some users even engrave their phrase onto a metal plate. Nobody, not even the team at MetaMask, can help you recover your wallet if you lose your secret recovery phrase. If you haven't written down your secret recovery phrase and stored it somewhere safe, do it now. We'll wait. And remember, never share your secret recovery phrase with anyone, not even us. If anyone ever asks you for it, they're trying to scam you. That's it. Now you know what a secret recovery phrase is and how to keep your wallet safe and secure.
So at no point should you be giving your seed phrase away. Your seed phrase is very important. It's like accessing your bank. No one should ever ask you for your seed phrase. There's no need for them to have it. You're the only one that needs it. And your seed phrase is what basically it's a bit like your bank details for accessing online, or a bit like your PIN number as well. So it's just for you to access. Obviously, you got your password as well to get into your wallet. Yeah. So I'm going to hit secure wallet. Write down your secret recovery phrase. So here you can see you can't actually see my recovery phase. I'm going to hit reveal secret recovery phase. and that's my seeds. Now obviously I'm going to blank that out, you can't see it, but you can just hit this button down here and hit copy to clipboard, and then you can paste it somewhere. Losing that, so make sure you keep it very safe. And if you are sort of putting quite a lot of your money into this, whether it's well, to be honest, even if you just put a little bit in, keep that seed phrase very safe, because as you know, a little bit of money in crypto can go a long way over a few years. Your MetaMask install is complete, so we've got pin MetaMask to your browser. It's now accessible, easy to view transaction. So yeah, you can see yeah, we've got MetaMask, and there's MetaMask there, and so you can just hit the little extensions button on Chrome, and that will give you MetaMask, and then just hit the pin up here, and that will add your MetaMask now to here. So you can always set it up on the PC and then, or a laptop, and then add it to your apps on your phone, or you can do it the other way around. And you will need your seed phrase, I think, to set that up on a different device. So your MetaMask is now installed, is complete. You click on the logo with one click, and the browser extension will open, and it's done. So there we go, that's my MetaMask now. This is my address, so this is like an account number, and this is account number 1, and I'm on the Ethereum mainnet, so that means that I would need ETH for transaction fees, so that's how that works. So when you're on a different network, you need their main token, so in this case it's going to be Ethereum, and that's going to take a little bit out. Every time you sort of do a transaction, you'll pay for it in Ethereum with a little fee, and that's what they call a gas fee. So that goes up and down depending on how busy the network is. Yeah, so as you can see at the moment, there's no Ethereum in this one. And then you could look into important tokens. So if I wanted to now, I could hit the buy button, and it would ask me for a few different options. So Coinbase Pay, which I've never actually used myself, is one way to do it. So you could set up an account with Coinbase. It's basically the same as buying anything online. You're going to give them your bank details and send some money over, and then you can transfer it from Coinbase. You don't want to be staying on exchanges, so like what we call central exchanges that are run by companies like Coinbase or Binance, or you might have heard of FTX. These exchanges aren't safe, so I'm going to sell it now. Get your money off those exchanges. They are definitely not safe, but they are a way of you getting money onto the network, and then sometimes a way of you getting off the network as well. These ones are all going to have different fees. So for me in the UK, I found that MoonPay has been about the best. So as it says, it does work 145 plus countries, and it'll deposit the token straight into MetaMask. You can play Visa, MasterCard, Apple, Google, Samsung Pay, and bank transfers. I think the bank transfers take a little bit longer, and all the transactions will take a couple of minutes. So maybe start with a little bit of money first, something you're prepared to lose just in case you make a mistake. But that is one way to do it. You would continue to MoonPay, let's say, and they're pretty much all the same. And you can say how much you want to spend. So it'll start off with 300. I think that's about the limit or something. But you could always drop it down and just put in 100. So there we go. Minimum purchase is £30. So if I was going to put £100 in, and you would want to put ideally anywhere from 100 to 300 to start with, as a small amount, because it will change. It will, with the gas fee, it won't basically be worth it for you, in my opinion. But you can do small amounts. So you could do sort of, let's say, £35. Okay. Now it's in British pounds, but I could change that to a different country if I wanted. Obviously, there's the dollar, which most people will be using, but in the UK, using the British pound. And I want to buy ETH. Now, ETH, I'm going to need ETH because ETH is just short for Ethereum. I would need it because I'm going to need to pay gas fees. That's the first thing you're going to buy. but you could also come on here and buy any of these other ones as well, and you can search for ones. So if I went for Hex, for example, we don't support this currency yet. Okay, so if I'm going to buy Hex, which is what I would be looking into if I was wise, then I would buy the Ethereum first for £35. Now you've got to keep in mind that transactions on Ethereum can go up very quickly. I mean, some people will end up paying £50 for a transaction when it's very busy, so you've got to be very careful, because you only want to pay very low gas fees of like 2 to 3, and obviously Ethereum, yes, that's on the Ethereum network, but don't worry, there is Pulse Chain coming soon. So you would do that, then it's going to give you a quote. You can see the quotes updating every sort of couple of seconds, so it will give you a new quote, £35, and it's still the same, so that's fine. And it can give you more details as well. So as you can see here, for that amount of ETH, so the current price of Ethereum at the moment is £1,292.78. So for that little bit of ETH, I'll be paying £33. Network fee is 45p, and the processing fee. Now that's coming. The processing fee is what MoonPay are paying. This is charged by MoonPay to cover the costs associated with payment processing. This may vary based on the payment method you choose later, and the network fee. So this is paid to ETH miners, so we don't actually have ETH miners now. I think they're validators, so it's a little bit different, but that's something else for you to look into. It's not important though. If you don't understand it, you can just still do this. So the transactions there, it's on the blockchain, also known as gas fees or blockchain fees. So this is how people that would be mining the network or validating the network, basically looking after the IT sort of side, they get paid. Okay, so that's your basic deals, and most of the other ways that you would pay is exactly the same. So you're paying in cash, you're asking for this amount, and it's going to give you a quote. Then you're going to hit continue. Now the way MoonPay works is you're going to hit your email address in, or you can sign in via Google or Apple. I've done the email address before, it works quite well. And then you would hit continue, and then it's going to send you a code to your email address, and then you're going to enter that code into the website, and it'll do that for you. So you just sort of need your email address, emails open as well as this while you're doing it. It does get a bit complicated, but it is trying to be safe for your money. I haven't had any problems with MoonPay, and it does work quite fast. Obviously it depends on the network, so if the network's busy, then that's another thing you want to look at. So how do you tell whether your transaction fees or gas fees are going to be expensive? This is quite important when you first start to try and get your head around, because you don't want to be putting things through too expensively, because when the gas fees are too high, it's really not worth doing the transactions unless you're like a really large investor of like hundreds of thousands or even millions. There's the low, average and high. So you're basically looking at this, your GWEI. And it's basically the gas fees, so it's how they track the gas. So at the moment, you can see it's hitting 18, average time is 30 seconds. Basically, a transaction at the moment would cost about 56 cents. So you can see here, something on OpenSea, where they're doing NFTs, they're quite expensive. The transactions are different depending on what you've got. So that's basically how you buy your ETH and how you set up your MetaMask. So once you've got your MetaMask, your Ethereum should turn up in here once you've done your MoonPay or your transaction, and you've got your account here that you can click to clipboard. So once you copy this to the clipboard, you can then add this to something else. So if we go back over to hex.com, and I'm using Hex as a good example because it just works quite well. And you'll see this interface sometimes on websites, and basically this is the Uniswap interface. So what you're going to do if you want to buy a different currency, basically. So you've got some Ethereum now in your wallet, in your MetaMask wallet, and you want to go swap it for something else. So I would use 1inch.io. It's quite a good website to start on, basically, or app. So this is going to be the first page, and there's a load of bits about the protocol, developers, governance. You just need to skip that bit basically. You can either download the apps as well, but if you're on the web, you just launch the app here, and this is the front bit. So now you're connected to the Ethereum. You want to connect your wallet, so let's hope that works. So terms and conditions, you want to read and accept those. Obviously you just click on these and it will open up the documents for you. Choose your network, so we're on the Ethereum network. There are other networks available, but you don't really want them. You've got other wallets, so this is a good little list here. So you've got the 1inch wallet, MetaMask, which I think most popular really, and it's the easiest one to sort of start with. Trust Wallet. Wallet Connect is going to give you a QR code. If I take that, you could then add your wallet to it. So I've read the terms and conditions, I've got the thing, got the network ready to go. And now you go down to choose a wallet, and in this case we're using MetaMask. So just click on the MetaMask, and it's going to open up the MetaMask wallet as your extension. It's just asking you here to connect the account, so just be careful when you've got one of these come up, because this is you giving permission to do something. So in this instance we're just connecting your wallet to the website to do transactions, so it's going to read your wallet. It's not going to take any money from you in this time because it's just looking at what you've got. So you're just going to hit next, and here's what it's actually going to do. So it's going to see the address, it's going to see the account balance, and it's going to be actively and suggest transactions to approve. Okay, so it's not actually going to make any, it's not going to cost you anything to do this one, and you're just going to hit connect, because that's all it's doing is connecting the two together. So now, if you've got your Ethereum, you should see it on here. So it's suggesting that we've got 1 ETH, we haven't. There's your balance. So you could hit max and you could basically swap all your Ethereum. Now it's going to suggest sort of something like this coin here. This is a DAI stable coin. I don't actually have any of this in my wallet, so I wouldn't be using it. But I could come down here and let's say I'm going to buy some Hex. And there's Hex. So you can pin the Hex first, so you've got it in this little board here. So next time when you search, when you open it, it's just going to be there. And then you've got your Hex. So for 1 Hex, you've got 60,162 that you can buy in Hex for now for 1 Ethereum. So that's about $1,581 at the minute. And most of these websites are set up in dollars, so if you're on a different currency, you'd have to change that around. And then obviously now it's telling me I haven't got enough balance, so I can't do the transaction. Then you can look down here. Now there are different ways on different websites of doing it. So I haven't really used this before, but it's Fusion, saying it's fast, and it's going to tell you, hey, Legacy is the market. So if you do that, it's going to tell you it's going to cost you £3.10. Fusion is fast. Fusion mode offers fast execution and front-running protection without the cost of gas fees. That's not something I've used as something new for me, but I would just use it. Basically, I trust the 1inch website. Seems to work. So it's 1inch.io, and it's come up as app.1inch.io. And then you would just hit here. So at the moment it says insufficient balance, but it would normally just let you make that transaction, open up the extension. It would ask you for permission to make that transaction go through. So that's very important that you are checking what it's doing, and it will update the quote as well in the wallet. So if the gas fees all of a sudden jump high, it will say. So be very careful what you're reading in the wallet of how much it's going to cost you as gas fee. But once you then press accept, it will take a few moments. And now I have had transactions that sort of take about half an hour to appear, or they take about 15-20 minutes, and then they will get rejected because the gas fees all of a sudden jump up, and it's just protecting you basically, so you're not paying too much, or if you haven't got enough in your wallet. So that's MetaMask, and that's how you would get started. So as you see, we're on the hex.com website, and as we go down, hex.com is telling you that to get started, only 4 steps. Okay, so we've got a MetaMask now, we've brought some ETH, and we've swapped it to Hex. So you've already done 3 steps, and then I'll do another video about staking because it's a bit more complicated, but it is quite easy as well. So don't worry, don't stress. It's very easy to do. And obviously, once you've got your MetaMask installed now, you just click up here. So on this attempt now, it's just telling me there's security and privacy settings. That's fine. You can go in and change things if you wanted. So you'll notice on here, I can change the networks. So I could add a new network, but again, that's something we'll look at in a different video. To be quite honest, once you've got the Ethereum network, just practice a little bit with that, get started, and then look at adding more networks and things when you're a bit more comfortable. So you've got your assets. So at the moment you've got ETH, and then you've got your activity. So nothing's happened, but it would normally give you a thing down here. And you've got your portfolio website. So if you click that, it'll tell you all your assets you've got in your account, which is quite good if you've got a lot. And usually you'll see as well, you've got dollar prices here. So if you've got your Ethereum, and then you've got here, it will tell you what your Ethereum would be. And then if you've got more tokens, it would add it all up here. So let's import a token as well while we're here. So we're on coinmarketcap.com. So just search CoinMarket, and CoinMarketCap will come up on Google or any other search engine. And then in the top here, you can search for any sort of things. They're all ranked, but I wouldn't pay too much attention to the CoinMarket website. It's not that great, especially if you're on Hex, because you go. So Hex at the minute down at a great price. So you can see Hex ranked at 203. It never gets ranked below 200 because they apparently don't like it. But there we go. Although it's one of the best performing assets. On coinmarketcap.com, you would go down here, and it's going to give you the Ethereum address. You can just copy the address from here, and we're back into our MetaMask wallet. And sometimes you'll get tokens come up, and it'll suggest some tokens. So if you buy something off of, let's say 1inch.io, and you haven't got it in your wallet, it might suggest it for you after a while. But what you can do is you can import the token, and you can just search for a token here. Okay, so here it's already got the Hex token, so you could just hit next, and then it's going to add it for you. So there's no balance on Hex yet, but if you had tokens already, it would come up there for you, and you can just import the token. And there you go. Now you've added Hex to your account. Now you can see there you've got ETH, and now you've got Hex. So I'll just show you again how easy it is to add a token. So let's say USD. So this is sort of a stable coin that most people use. So let's add that on there. And you can see now, all of a sudden I've got 3 cryptocurrencies in my wallet that I could be using. And on the MetaMask functions at the minute, you can buy, you can send. So this would be sending it to a different wallet. So for instance, you could send me, or I could send to you. It's not really for sending to banks or anything like that, I don't think. Yeah, so you would just add the address. So in this instance, what you would do is go to someone else's wallet address, you copy it, you would hit send, then in here you would paste that wallet address, and you can also scan a QR code. In this instance, it's trying to scan. If you're on a phone, obviously it works a bit better, so you can scan someone else's QR code and you could send them money straight away. That would be the way to do that one. And then you've got swap. So smart transactions are here. Enable smart transactions. So you might want to read through this, but basically enabling smart transactions is just going to help you a little bit minimize any sort of problems you might have. So here, if you wanted to swap, say ETH, and then you want to select a token. So in this instance you've got USD, so if I wanted to swap out one of my tokens I could. So if I've got Hex there, so let's say I had some Hex and I want to swap it back into the dollars, then I can, and it's verified on 8 sources, so it'll do it for you. It'll give you some details down here. There's some more advanced options, so slippage. So these are sort of things you still need to start getting, you learn, but you'll learn along the way. But basically it's just sort of your fees and stuff on the network, and how they work. But you can set it to custom, but these are more sort of advanced sort of things you need to work about as you get into it more, and as you're using it more. And you've got smart transactions. We've got smart transactions switched on, so that's good. So you would put your amount in, or you could hit max. In this case we've got nothing, and it would tell us how much we would get out, and then you would review the swap, and then you would just approve the swap basically. It would take maybe a couple of minutes sometimes, but if it does take a bit longer, don't worry. The only thing that would happen if there is a problem is usually the transaction will just fail, so it won't go anywhere. But just make sure you've got the right address copied down. Okay, and then obviously after a while you could check your activity on each asset, and it would tell you. So you see there's no transactions on ETH. I went to Hex, there you go, no transactions. Obviously we haven't bought or we haven't sold anything, so that's what I was telling you. There are other things you could set up in here. So you could create another account, you could import account. So if you set one up on your mobile, but you also had one set up on your PC, then you could import one account to the other, and they would show up and you could use them, but you probably only have one account, so just be careful when you're setting up basically. Connecting a hardware wallet. So when you do start getting into it more, hardware wallets are something you want to look at. But to start with, just make sure you're not on any exchanges. Stay off the exchanges. You don't want massive companies looking after your investment, because they will just keep your money. We've seen it again and again. So you've got ETH, you've got Hex in your wallet, you've got USDC. I think that's a good place for you to start really. So if you want to go back through the video at any point and have a look. So what we've done, we've downloaded metamask.io. We've got an extension. We've gone to MoonPay, and in MoonPay we've brought some ETH with our money basically from our bank account. So from our bank we spent £35. We've brought 0.257 of ETH, which obviously that would change. So if you were doing it and you put £35 in, you probably wouldn't get that amount. ETH will probably go up quite a lot now, so don't be worried if you started getting a lot less. So you might get a few more zeros on there, and you might need to spend a lot more money. So got your ETH. We've checked our gas price as well. So we've gone to etherscan.io, and we've got the gas tracker up. If you go to Google and just search ETH gas and then scroll down a little bit, you'll see a link to etherscan.io, and there is a bit more. So we could go through in the future about looking at transactions and things. So you can see down here what's going on, and it will tell you what's being used. What else have we done? We've gone to oneinch.io, we've launched the app, and then we've swapped our Ethereum, and we've got some Hex. And that would be in our MetaMask wallet up here. So we've got our MetaMask, and you can see we've got all 3 tokens here added. And obviously we can go in and we could import some more tokens. And again, we've got this up here, but if we want to import a token on here, and let's just search for, so in this case we'll just add the DAI stablecoin. It's not something I've got in my wallet, but there we go. Again, saying we don't have any because we don't have any at the minute, but we can import the token and it would be there ready in our account now for us to use if we wanted to. Again, these two are your stable coins, so the price doesn't really change on them, so that's like having a bank account. But do be careful, you don't want to keep your money in these sort of stable coins, as we have seen stable coins fail and go to sort of zero. You know, ETH you're going to need for your gas fees, but you've got that one here. Hex, I would use that for putting money into long term. It's a really good cryptocurrency in my opinion, and there will be more coming. And look out for the Pulse Chain launch as that happens. Okay, so I think that's pretty good for today. As I said, that's got us going. Obviously, do check out hex.com. Really good website. Will tell you a lot more about how that works. It's the first blockchain certificate of deposit, so it is worth looking at. Just got to be careful of when you do buy, and we'll look at more things as well, so you can look at how the prices work, how they go up and down. But for now, just get yourself started. So in these steps, we've got the MetaMask, we've bought some Ethereum, and I've shown you how to swap it for some Hex. In a future video, I'll show you how to stake it, and how the staking protocol works. But that'll be it for today. Thank you very much. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. And don't forget to share the video if you've got someone that you think should get into Hex maybe, or just get into cryptocurrency in general. If you've got any questions or anything like that below, and I'll pop them into a future video. But thanks for watching.